Yeah. So, Marco.
Marco, the harder it is, the better it tastes.
Yeah, definitely. This was the first time today that I've ever led a DP World Tournament going into the last round. Just having a 4-shot lead, you kind of think that you should be alright, but around this golf course anything can happen. And I kind of said to myself last night that when I won in Denmark, I was 4 behind Rasmus going through 8 holes, so I ended up winning. So I said to myself, this situation is no different to what it was in Denmark when I won, but the other way around. I was fully aware that the boys would come out the blocks pretty hot and throwing some birdies at me, but definitely tastes a lot nicer winning in the playoffs. So I'm just buzzing that I could get over the line.
First of all, congratulations, Marco. And what do you think about the course? How do you feel the course? How do you feel?
I played it last year and I was a completely different player than what I am now. Last year I found it really, really hard. I was getting it all over the place, but coming back here this year, the player I am, and with the achievements that I've done so far this year, I think the course is great. It's a real true test of golf. It tests every part of your game. Off the tee, the greens are small. Around the greens is really tough, and even on the greens they're quite slopey and fast. So, I think this week doesn't really suit anyone in particular. I think it's kind of quite a fair playing field. It's the golf course that probably doesn't suit my game. Being a bit of a long hitter, it's yes, there's room that you can hit it in, but it's quite Spanish golf courses are known to be pretty fiddly and dog legs, etc. So it's nice to win on a golf course that I feel like doesn't suit me the best. But the golf course was great, and I loved every minute of the challenge. And
What memories do you take with you for this week, aside of the victory, of course?
I think the way the tournament was run, the food, the crowd. It's the first time I've been in contention in Spain on the DP World Tour. Being half Italian myself and kind of having Italy and Spain are fairly similar and close in a way. I felt like I was. I didn't have home support, but I felt like I had half of that, and the crowd was awesome. I loved it. It's a week that I'll never forget. It's a week that I've qualified for the Masters. It's a week that I've won the National Open that's got so much history, and the names on this trophy is incredible, and to have my name on there with all these names is something I'll never forget.
Marco, congratulations. Obviously, tomorrow you are going to reach top 50 of the World Golf ranking, but in the beginning of the week you're out. And my question is about this situation, because you have one of the best seasons in the DP World Tour. You're not reached the top 50, and one player of the Conference Tour with 2 wins is in better position than you. What is your opinion about this system, about the World Golf ranking works?
I'm not the one that really gets into the nitty and gritty bits of how golf is, etc. I love competing. I love challenging myself. After today, I could guess that I might go to top 30 in the world. To have done that on the DP World Tour where the points are slightly less, it's incredible, really. If I was looking at someone else, it wasn't me, I'd be saying how good it is. I'm not the sort of person that picks myself up to anyone. I just love playing the game, and I'm a competitor. That's who I am. But to reach the top 30 in the world, it's incredible. I don't know how the point system works, so I can't really have that. an opinion on that.
Okay, congratulations, Marco. You have been leading most part of the tournament, and then was it mentally difficult to recover from the moment that Brown gets the decisive verdict for the playoff? How did you deal with it?
Yeah, I felt all day that I was up against it. The golfing gods wasn't with me today. Kind of said that to myself after 4 holes. I was fully aware that golf was going to make it as hard as possible for me to win today, and it did do that. So I just tried to stay as calm as I could, stick to my plan, my processes, and see where that got me. And after 12 holes, going 3 ahead, I thought, after 13 holes, seeing Joel made a bogey, and I thought, okay, I'm 3 ahead now, and then Dan made birdies. At that point, I thought, okay, I'm going to be fine. And then they all come running back again, and that's kind of how the day ran. I'd get ahead a little bit, and then all of a sudden I was tied for the lead, and I'd get a couple ahead again. And yeah, the boys threw everything at me, and I'm really proud of myself with the way I dealt with it.
So about the Open and the Masters, I wonder how much do you know about Birkdale and Augusta, and what are your memories of those places?
Yeah, Birkdale is it's close to home for me. It's an hour away. I've played there a couple of times. I'm looking forward to playing an Open Championship that's so close to home. I feel like I have local support, so that would be an amazing week. Augusta playing the Masters is something that was a dream when I was a young boy. It's my favourite tournament to watch. I'm a father, so to be going there as a father when my son is going to be nearly 2 years old and he's going to be running down the hills in the par 3 challenge, it's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, all of these things are going to come into my mind when I fly home this evening about the experiences that I'm going to have with my family, and I couldn't be more grateful to be given the opportunity, and yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Marco, there are some comments or gossips about you and Live Golf next year, and I want to know if Marco, do you know where are you going to be next year? Live Golf, PGA Tour for sure, one of the 10 cards.
I'm going to America tomorrow with my wife to find a place for when we move in January. So, as far as I'm aware, I'm playing the PGA Tour next year, and hopefully I can have a great season and finish in the playoffs there, and then come back over to the DP World Tour and play the rest of the season here. I love playing golf. I'd happily play every week if my team let me. I want to be playing against the best players in the world, and I want to be playing national opens like this. When you win a couple of national opens, that's something that I'll never forget. It's something that my family will never forget. That's my plan.
We've got time for 2 more. Pedro?
Okay, when you started to play golf as a kid, any Spanish player that inspired you?
I mean, obviously Seve was incredible. My game is probably a little similar to him at times, especially around a golf course like this. I kind of accepted that I was going to be in the trees quite a bit, but I feel quite comfortable there. So, Seve, John Rahm's, he's someone that he's a similar generation to me, so I feel like I can compare myself a little more with John than some others like Sergio and Seve in the past. But Spain has been so successful in many sports, Rafa Nadal and Real Madrid, etc. It's a great place, got great culture and very passionate about sport. So there's definitely a few guys that I've idolised and still do to this day.
Last question at the back.
Hi Marco, congratulations. Looking through all the things that have happened to you this year, and going back to that final part in the Genesis last year, you said by the time you were taken, how much did that back change your life?
Well, sitting here now, it's changed my life massively. you know, if I'd missed that part, I wouldn't be a 3-time DP World Tour winner. I wouldn't be playing the Masters next year. You know, I wouldn't have been playing in the Scottish Open and Wentworth, etc. So, yeah, it's you know, it's golf, it's life, it's sport. It's, you know, it's always going to be tough. It's always going to be the bumpy road. You know, I kind of expect that in my life, that things aren't going to be perfect. But I'm very grateful for the life that I have, the family and friends and support that I have. It's something that I'll never forget. And you know, winning today isn't just for me; it's more for my team especially. And you know, I definitely wouldn't be sitting here being a winner without them. I couldn't make that more clear. And, you know, my caddy has been the biggest person for me. You know, when I was banned at the start of the year, I was in a dark place, and you know, I said to him to go and find another player and work. But he said, no, I want to stick with you, I want to support you, and look where we are today. So, yeah, without him, none of this would be possible. And without my team, sponsors, family, friends, DP World Tour, all the sponsors, again, it wouldn't be possible. So, yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone for the opportunity.
Perfect way to finish. Marco, congratulations, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.